They are all at their own place. Teaching, learning, examination, they already oral examination, practical they have done already. But as far as the exam is giving the examinations, or let us say they have done some certain project. If the project they might have done how to get evaluated and assessed online, that was a question. Then are they having the specific hardware with them? Are they having the proper computing facility with them? As far as the examination is concerned, if they, this is one challenge. The second challenge is there, and even though they are supposed to give the examination. Okay. So the proper paper has to be set up, paper has to be distributed to the various location. Their security and authenticity, and specifically generally the leakage of this question paper should not happen before the time. And even though the student is appearing for this examination, the same student, whether he is appearing on the before the screen is the same or not, his authentication and identification also need to be ensured. And that's why proper software has to be installed into there, which will not allow the students to go out of the screen. Because if they go out of the screen, proper authentication has gone, and then their question bank and answering becomes, they are not able to and again appear for this examination. Next question and challenges as far as the examination is concerned, many times what happens, they try to appear for the examination, but their continuity has gone. The state of continuity of examination gone. If they are gone, it means that then whether how they will complete their examination, this is again the question. Because let us say we are discussing now, right now, previously it was there on the dongle. Now fortunately I have connected to the broadband. If there is a power line is off, for example to my laptop, I am not able to continue my examination. So in that situation, what to be there? What is that solution? This is again challenge. Second important thing, as far as the security is concerned, let us say as far as the digital security is concerned, security of the question paper, security of the answers which they have submitted, whether they, even though they have submitted but it has been properly acknowledged or not, or whether whatever on my laptop, whether my application will be modified with your some anti the virus has taken place. So that's why we have to ensure the proper security software also there to ensure that my examinations goes properly. Then next question is there, as far as the various devices we do connect, is there any proper integrations to this or not? So that's why student have to, the institute have to ensure, not only that, university also have to ensure the integrity of all the software, hardware, the server. Some of the software are there onto the cloud. The integrity issue of the software, hardware is again the challenges as far as the examination is concerned. So I have mentioned you about all the important challenges and adequacy, and as far as this friendliness, user friendliness to the whatever the examination software the students are supposed to expose, or the faculty have to ensure that they are also, because they have to control the examination, they have to also later on assess the examination paper also, later on online also.
Yes.
So these are all the these are all the challenges that I wanted to address.
Beginning of this digital education phase, so maybe over a period of time we may have all the solutions that you are talking about. We may have the security aspect also included into the softwares, right? So my next question to you, sir, is regarding the Industry 4.0 aspect. So this technology has opened new avenues of opportunity, be it machine learning, artificial intelligence, data science, reprinting, digital marketing. All those aspects are there. So is our education system fully equipped to this change? Are there any curriculums? Are there any government policies which are dedicated towards making this Industry 4.0 syllabus included into the curriculum?
Wonderful. Uh, this is a very apt question that you have asked, and I have already mentioned that Industry 4.0 technologies, for example, robotics and automation, simulation software and integrated system, Internet of the Thing, artificial intelligence, data science, cyber security, cloud computing, cognitive computing, additive manufacturing or 3D printing, augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality, big data analytics. These are all the important technology which are going to drive for the next 50 years market. To tune to this, whether my education system, all these courses or the program have been adopted by the AICTE or not. Let me tell you with a pride that minimum 92 programs, new programs, futuristic programs has been added by the AICTE recently last year. And as a part of that, my entity, D.Y. Patil College of Engineering, have already last year added this artificial intelligence and data science program with us. So we have taken the 120 intake. The question is again, as far as this giving the again, because this is the question I think that any students or any parents will be asking to us. Even the industry market is going into this particular all big technological domains. Are we ready for that? Answer is that partially we are ready, partially we are not ready. So introduction of this all this program, courses and subject has to be done primarily in consultation with the industry, number one. Because if you look at to the Google, Microsoft, IBM, Facebook, everywhere, all such kind of the big companies, they are adopting to the artificial intelligence and data science. So what we have done, what the every industry has to do, what every education institute have to do, they have to tie up with this institutions as far as a collaborative program is concerned. And those collaborative program, they have to ensure that at least one center of excellence has to be added into the various departments. So if this is to be, actually imbibed into our educational institution, we have to establish the center of excellence. In my D.Y. Patil College of Engineering, I established the 10 center of excellence. Center of excellence into the artificial intelligence, data science, then cyber security, the forensic science also, in cloud computing, cognitive computing, and specifically into the big data analysis and Internet of the Thing. All these 10 centers we have established last year, and the program we have launched this year. So we have to ensure, we have to see that, we have to predict that these are the technology which are coming. We have to get ready well in time before, and consultation with the industry, and then proper participation from the industry need to be assured, and the student will be equipped. Let me tell you one of the robotic process automation. This is the center of excellence I have already established last year. As a result of, we have trained 450 students, and all 450 students have been absorbed by the Virtusa company, which is their headquarters into Madras. So there is an agreement and synchronicity that we are training. They have given approximately the lab of worth of rupees 1.2 crores, and they have donated the software. We have provided the other hardware infrastructure, and as a result of that, the training of the students was done very excellently, and robotic automation process tool was learned by the student. Proper skilling was there. As a result of that, many use cases, many project has been done and executed by my all students. So similarly, this was happened with respect to the computer and IT students. So these other center of excellence which has to be nurtured and supported and created by the various departments from the various institutions, and because it has been taken at the top level, at the AICTE level. Honorable Sahasrabudhe has specifically in this new handbook, AICTE process handbook, they have included all these programs, and that is why the training, the futuristic manpower will be ready for this one, but it will require some time. I am sure that maximum it will take 2 years to adapt to the new all the technology which will be driving the futuristic market. So this is my answer to your question.
Correct. So there is one question from our viewer Abhishek.
Hmm.
He is asking that India's technical education still lags behind the Western world, Europe and America. These countries focus more on giving students an exposure to face life industrial problems. These students spend more time in the industries than in college. It's more practical knowledge. But here in Pune University, he has mentioned that we have sandwich courses which offer similar kind of curriculum, but seats are limited. So how can we adopt this change? Good question.
Wonderful, very nice question. Who is the name? What is the name of the fellow? Abhishek. Abhishek, thank you very much. This is a very specific questions, and let me tell you that there is a good news now. Because of this intervention of this new education policy, all the colleges has to adopt to this all the practical implications or practical implementation of this kind of the technology in the college itself. Because in tune with this all the initiatives by Government of India, for example, Atmanirbhar Bharat, Make in India, Digital India, Skill India, Startup India, Advantage India. If you look at the main emphasis is given on to the practical aspect. The product, our product, own product has to be delivered by our students. Now your question was there whether it was there possible in the university or not. In SPPU University, because I am also as a D.Y. Patil College of Engineering is also the college affiliated to the Pune University. That is why the modern suggestions have been taken by the university, all the board of studies member, and there is a drastic revision of the syllabus where 40, right now it is a 30-70, okay, 30% practical, 70% theory. The major transformation in the curriculum framing has been done at the board of studies level. It will be as a mostly 60-40. 10% there is a elevation. But later on, after 1 year, I am telling you, after 1 year moment, once the COVID has gone, it will go maximum 2 years. I am telling you, it will be a 50-50%. My son, because my son is studying into Schweinfurt University in Germany. There, right from the first day, he was giving the problem-based learning that is there. So he stood as a first in complete university there. Because our talent is very nice, Indian talents are very nice talent, but they have to be nurtured into the practical scenario. I do agree with this, and hope all the board of studies are trying to take care, because all the qualitative initiative strategies are taking into consideration with respect to your ICT enabled learning, outcome based learning, as far as this adoption of this reformation of the examinations are also done, and everywhere outcome is being seen, and hence now from output based learning we have transformed to the outcome based learning, where all the graduate attributes are ensured before they graduate out of this institution. So I hope this is the right answer to you, Abhishek.
Yes. So we are moving to the end of this segment, and I would like to ask you the last question.
Sir.
That is, what message you would like to give to the students, to the teachers, as well as the family members, because we are going through a difficult time in COVID-19. So.
Okay, this is a very nice question that you have asked. Ultimately, you know that in a ever-changing scenario in a education sector, from student perspective, they have to be very resilient. Number one, they have to be very stable. They have to be. They should not be unstable. Number one, they have to have a proper patience. Whenever some difficult situations comes, the good opportunity for the student, they should get equipped with them, right?
Right.
For example, my elder son, I am giving you my practical example. My elder son has got the admission into Dublin University, Ireland. He got the admission in artificial intelligence and data science, and the corona has started.
Okay.
Then what we have done brilliantly, we have deferred that admission, and he will be going into the next September. Okay. So now there is a 1 year gap. We would like to adapt to the new technology. We wanted to ride onto the new technology. We wanted to accept the new technology. We wanted to master the new technology. We wanted to, be very strong as far as the driving the future is concerned. We are equipped. We wanted to be equipped. We wanted to be very much equipped. But if the situation doesn't allow, right, in that downtime, what to be done? We have to keep on ourselves skilling, upskilling, specifically not into the technological domain, but from the other domain of the soft skill. Let us groom ourselves into the communication area. Let us do something as far as the societal problems is concerned. Let us do some social work. So we have to get engaged in some productive activity as far as the student's message is concerned. As far as the parent is concerned, they have to also be sure, they have to check and ensure that their wards are going to the right kind of the quality institutes, where the proper placements, proper efforts are being taken, where the quality of the education is good, there are no malpractices, where the ample opportunity for the students for holistic development, their wards should be groomed very properly. They have to choose and focus and send their students to such institute like the D.Y. Patil College of Engineering, where all kind of the facilities are being given with the personal touch and care. So this is as far as the parents is concerned. As far as this government is concerned and the other stakeholder community is concerned, they have to be pro to the education. Scenario may be very different and difficult, but all the bad situations cannot prevail for a long time. There is always दुःखानंतर नेहमी सुख येतच असतं. त्याच्यामुळे सुख आणि दुःख दुसरं काही नसून हे फक्त विचारांनी विणलेलं जाळं आहे. त्याच्यामुळे वी हॅव टू बी रिझिलियंट, बी पेशंट, बट बी कन्फर्म अँड बी फोकस that tomorrow one day will be there for their future if they are properly determined, and they have to be properly focusing on to what they are supposed to get. Means they should know their purpose. As far as once this is achieved, I feel that all students will get whatever they want. Ultimately, what I would like to tell you that there are, during the learning process, as far as the holistic development is concerned, students have to undergo to the various Qs. IQ, EQ, PQ, LQ, SQ. All these Qs are very, very important. So EQ is very important because now there is a necessity as far as this EQ is concerned. Very turbulent situations right now everywhere, but they have to balance their emotions. Do not get deviated by the small dips, but after some time, groom yourself, develop your leadership skill, develop your managerial skill, but in a very ethical way. Don't go into any wrong path. So my message to all the students is that be focused for your purpose of your life, purpose of your professional life, purpose of your personal life, and ultimately being in India, stay tuned to the spiritual activity which will enhance and evolve the personality. Perhaps tomorrow you may be the Swami Vivekananda of tomorrow. This is the need of time.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So, thank you, sir. I mean, the answers given by you are really thought-provoking, and it will definitely help the student as well as teachers as well as parents. So, I would like to end this show with a quote of Nelson Mandela on education. So, Nelson Mandela said that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. So let's hope that this new normal in the education, online education, helps in empowering the students and the society as a whole by making it more affordable and as well as the accessible. So again, I thank you very much, sir, for giving your
Thank you,
time.
Prasad.
And I would also like to thank you our sponsors, Ambitech Healthcare as well as OnlineMates.in. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you very much. Have a great day.